Learning Python can feel confusing. Too many tutorials, too much information. So here are the only basics you actually need to get started. We are going step by step, no overcomplication. Let's start with variables. A variable stores data. Here, X stores a number and name stores text. Think of variables as labeled boxes. You store something and use it later. Now, data types. These define what kind of data you are using. Integers are whole numbers, strings are text, floats are decimal numbers, and booleans are true or false values. For example, numbers are used for calculations. Text is used for messages and user input, and true or false values are used in conditions. Now let's interact with the user. The print function is used to display output on the screen. For example, print hello. This will simply show the text hello. But programs become more powerful when they take input from the user. For example, name equals input enter your name. Then we print hello name. This means the user types something and the program responds with it. This is how programs start becoming interactive. Almost every real program uses input and output in some way. Now let's make decisions using if statements. If the condition is true, the code runs, otherwise, it goes to else. In Python, programs check conditions and choose actions. Example, age equals 18. If age greater than equals 18, print you can enter. Else, print too young. If the condition is true, the first block runs. If false, the else block runs. This is how programs handle things like logins, age limits, and user input. Now let's talk about loops. Loops are used to repeat code multiple times without writing it again and again. This is one of the most powerful ideas in programming. First, let's look at a for loop. For example, for I in range 5, print I. This will print numbers from 0 to 4. The range function controls how many times the loop runs. So instead of writing print 5 times manually, the loop does it for you automatically. This saves time and makes your code cleaner. Now let's look at another type of loop, called a while loop. A while loop keeps running as long as a condition is true. For example, x equals 0. While x is less than 5, print x plus equals 1. This means the loop keeps running until x reaches 5. Once the condition becomes false, the loop stops. Loops are used everywhere in real programs. For example, games use loops to update frames, websites use loops to process data, and apps use loops to repeat actions automatically. Now let's talk about functions. Functions are one of the most important parts of Python. A function is a block of code that you can reuse whenever you want. Instead of writing the same code again and again, you write it once and call it when needed. For example, def greet, print hello. Then we call it like this, greet. This will run the code inside the function. So instead of repeating print hello everywhere, we just use the function. Now let's make it more useful. We can also give functions inputs called parameters. For example, def greet name, print hello name. Now we can call it like this, greet Yusuf. This will print hello Yusuf. This is powerful because the same function can work with different values. That's why functions are used in almost every real program. They help keep code clean, organized, and easy to manage. These are the Python basics you actually need to start programming. If you want a full beginner to advanced series, Let me know in the comments.